55% of the world's population claim to be Jewish, Muslim, or Christian. And did you know that they worship the same God and share the same ancestry? The Muslim Quran, the Jewish Torah, and the Christian Bible basically tell the same stories about the same people. The common origin started at the beginning of creation, lasted for 20 generations and 2,000 years. In all the holy books, the lives of the patriarchs are the focal points of the stories. It was God's will that Abraham would be the last patriarch, common to all three religions. God had spoken to him several times, laying out the future plan for us all. And in the first covenant, God said, "And all people on earth will be blessed through you." Abraham lived 4,000 years ago, and the following is a brief summary. Abraham's wife Sarah was unable to have children. When she was nearly 80 years old, she told Abraham he should take her maidservant Hagar to give him a son. She gave birth to a son they named Ishmael. Sometime afterwards, God spoke to Abraham. Genesis 17 reads, "And Abraham said to God, 'If only Ishmael might live under your blessings.' Then God said, 'Yes, but your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will call him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants. And as for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him. I will make him fruitful and will greatly increase his numbers. He will be the father of 12 rulers, and I will make him into a great nation.'" So 14 years after Ishmael was born, Sarah, who was in her 90s, became pregnant. Then, just as God had said, she gave birth to a son they called Isaac. Abraham is the central figure in all the holy books, as they tell stories of God guiding him on journeys with his sons. Today, those gospel stories are revered and even celebrated. Abraham lived for 175 years, and when he died, both sons buried their father in the cave of Machpelah. Ishmael and Isaac were destined to fulfill God's covenants as rulers of great nations. As promised, God blessed Abraham's son Ishmael with 12 sons, and each formed separate nations of Islam. The history of Ishmael's descendants formed the stories in the Holy Quran for the next 2,600 years. Then Ishmael's lineage ultimately led to the Muslim prophet and messenger Muhammad. While Abraham's grandson, through Isaac, also had 12 sons, and each led a separate nation of Israel. The history of Isaac's descendants formed the stories in the Jewish Torah for the next 500 years, until Moses led the people of Israel over the Jordan River. And then the Holy Bible continued after Moses, adding 1,500 more years of historical gospel. This ultimately led to the Christian prophet and Savior, Jesus. Today, as Jews, Muslims, and Christians trace their historical religious lineage back through their prophets and patriarchs, they will all come upon Abraham. And as they travel further back through time, all will come to Noah. And just 10 generations after creation, Noah is the first genetic father to us all. From the time of Noah, 4,000 years and 160 generations have passed. By the grace of God, 100 plus billion people have lived and died. The 7.2 billion that are alive today are a thoroughly mixed conglomeration of every nation, tribe, and ethnicity. A quote from author Amy Waldman reads, "We're very sensitized to difference, but it's much harder to write about similarities. Can people of different beliefs appreciate similarities and respect differences? Our similarities are, we all share the same religious lineage. We are all thoroughly integrated and genetically mixed. God told Abraham all people on earth will be blessed. Abraham pleaded with God for equality for his 2 sons, and God granted his plea. There was peace between the brothers then, and there should be peace between all of us today.